Hi, cheers, I'm back with 24 books 2024. Once again, hey, a nostalgia sesh. Why not? Why not? So, Point Horror got this in charity shop. Um, by really belonged to a guy called Adam Mason, 9C. Oh, bless. Okay, well, Adam Mason, you gave us to a charity shop and I bought it. So, Adam Mason, let's talk about the book you read when you were in 9C, The Phantom by Barbara Steiner. Point Horror. Right. Now the quarterback in his coffin. When Reggie Westlake turns up at the school rally making the start of the football season, the crowd gets wild. He's the greatest player Stony Bay High School ever had. Quarterback and captain, Reggie left the winning team for 2 years running. So he led the winning team for 2 years running, raising the score spirit higher than ever before. No one could forget his black and gold jersey bearing the number 9. He'll always be the school hero, the one everyone loves. There's just one thing. Reggie's dead. Right, okay, that's Reggie is dead. And it starts off with Amelia Gillian, okay, or Gilly, and they're talking, okay, about the terrible year that they've had. What happened was Reggie had a spinal cord injury during a game. He hung on for a short time, then he passed away. And it's been absolutely really difficult, okay, for Gillian, who was his girlfriend. And this bit here. Gillian Hobbs' ghostly white face, surrounded by white blonde hair, haunted blue eyes, a stiff stance, said when she'd taken a giant step backward. All the healing she had done over the summer had vanished. I can't do it, Mel. I can't go to the pet rally. Don't ask me to. Leave me alone. Gilly leaned forward towards a locker in the cheerleaders' room of the gymnasium. Right. So, yeah, they're cheerleaders. They're cheering. They're cheering. And suddenly, whilst they're doing this pet rally, whilst they're all cheering, then this appears. Right. This in the background, okay? And this felt very kind of high school drama, okay? This first thing I got Scooby Doo, incidentally. Right. From the fog appeared a player not expected to see this year, a player we're not expected to see ever again. Number 9, Reggie Westerman. Danny's vaporous mist circling and floating around it, the figure looked 10 feet tall. A menacing hulk, shoulders padded to gigantic proportions, it loomed over the stage. The entire assembly fell into a deadly silence. Right. Amelia stepped back, stunned, both hands covering her mouth to keep from screaming. A voice inside her head kept yelling, keep shouting, but not cheers for a pet rally. Right. Yes. So that's the thing. So they think it's a prank. The coach takes it as this opportunity, okay, because it's got people freaking out, okay, by this. So whoever's done this, it says it's a prank, but it's got to turn it. So Coach Pellegrini's got to turn it into his advantage because he doesn't want people, there's teenagers, doesn't want them freaking out. So he's like, well, do it for Reggie, win for Reggie, we can take this entire season to Reggie, and that kind of thing, right? But the coach is not happy about this, and Amelia is decides to have it out with the coach. Okay, remember she's a student at this school, by the way. She's a high school senior, not even a high school senior yet. She's about to hit a senior year that's coming up, right? And she actually and Amelia goes to the coach to have it out with him, like, why did you do this? Is this your fault? How could you be so goddamn tasteless? Right? Which, by the way, challenging authority, is that a thing in America? Right. This bit here. I don't know what you're talking about, Amelia, but I tell you, no one's going to get away with that crass prank if I have anything to say about it. If no one to criticise my actions, I saved the day for us. In fact, someone may have done me a favour. His fountain into a smile, he hurried after his team. I actually like that because it presents with the coach a bit of ambiguity. I mean, he says, we're going to win for Reggie. He turns it to his advantage. He says a thing, don't challenge my authority. But when he smiles, that's actually a good bit of writing because it's a bit of ambiguity, okay? Did he actually do this? Okay, it presents something a little bit slimy, okay, about Coach Palladino. But that's just from Amelia's point of view. Just from Amelia's point of view. Right. And further along, the new quarterback, okay, Buddy, they're at a barbecue. The ghost appears again, and then Reggie's ghost, right, came to essentially pushes Reggie into a fire, right? Because Reggie now has burns on his body, never play again. He's got first degree burns, and yeah, so his hands are absolutely ruined. And one thing is this, okay, is people talk about getting drunk is very, very casual. Very, very casual. So what it is this is now there's a belief, okay, that when Reggie appears, something will happen, okay? The whole kind of Reggie being the quarterback, Reggie being the captain, people who become the quarterback, like Buddy, get seriously heard. Then Vader, okay, or Garth, right? Um, his nickname's Darth Vader, okay, or Garth Vader, right? Total coincidence. He's made quarterback, and then once again, the theory of Coach Palladino is up to this. Coach Palladino is doing this for the publicity. Coach Palladino is doing this, okay, for the fame. And this bit here, okay, it's just when after they actually score a win, and they think that Coach Palladino is up to this. So Amelia had been to Joe Palladino's home before, but today for the first time she thought, how much it must cost. How can a teacher afford this place, Garth? Have you ever thought about that? Garth shrugged. Coaches make pretty good money, and his wife teaches at elementary school. Pretty sure won't want to lose this. 5 acres of pine, spruce, maple, and oak trees were finishing their full show. The two-story colonial spread across half an acre, porches wrapped around each side, and a widow's walk topped it off like a wedding cake. Instead of a bride and groom, an expensive telescope and lounge chairs filled the rooftop deck. The lake lapped the front 2 acres. A boathouse, dock, and 2 powerboats hugged the shore. 2 boys helped designate a swimming area. Coach would lose a lot if he was fired as coach of the Stony Bay Bombers. Amelia realised it told the players he had to win to keep his job, and that was true. How far would he go to make sure he'd keep winning, to bring in crowds to every game? I'm guessing this must be family land, because what the hell? This guy lives in a Mac mansion. It has a lake. It has a widow's walk. Furniture. How much do they make? I don't know, but probably not that much to afford that. Once again, the ambiguity of who's doing this, and it could be the coach. Okay, I did actually quite like that, but hey, that's and there's signs up, okay, saying killers, you're all killers. Who is next? Football sucks, someone has to pay. There's signs up everywhere, right? They've been all over the trees, absolutely all over the trees. And then, whilst at this barbecue celebrating their win, right, is someone put gasoline, okay, on the grill. Not just the grill, Garth's grill. Garth has become the quarterback after Reggie, okay, and they put gasoline on it, right. Someone gasoline. I know someone did. Garth said, his face dark with anger. Someone doused my grill with gasoline, right. That obviously someone is trying to intimidate. Sorry, but why? Fortunately, moved fast enough to get away. But you might have gotten burned if you hadn't walked away. Obviously, someone's trying to intimidate our team. I'm a new quarterback. Someone to sabotage our winning year. No one you hear me. Not one of you is going to be successful. Coach Powell raised one arm and pointed to the crowd. You ain't scaring me, and you ain't scaring my team, right? So that's the thing. So they just think it's Coach Palladino. They also think, okay, it's Reggie's brother who is now a journalist with the newspaper, and even say, okay, well, I bet he's devastated because the brother, who was riding on Reggie's coattails. It's like, hold on, the brother is actually now a journalist writing sport articles. Okay, Reggie was a high school quarterback. I don't think he was riding on his brother's coattails. But everyone has this hero worship for Reggie. Everyone hero worships Reggie. What is going on? His girlfriend, Reggie's girlfriend, Jilly, okay, is essentially having breakdown. She's paranoid. She just feels emotionally adrift. And she doesn't know who to trust or who to turn to. And also, Garth and Amelia is getting closer. Garth is now the new quarterback. Amelia is friends with Gillian, so they're getting closer. They're starting to date. So in a way, a year ago, Reggie being the quarterback and captain, and Gillian the cheerleader, went out a golden couple. Now it's going to be Garth, and it's going to be Amelia, the quarterback and the cheerleader, golden couple. Okay, the quarterback and the cheerleader is pretty much a cliche, right? Here you go. But they think it's the coach. They think it's the coach for the longest time. Okay, right. If Palladino knew there was gas in the grill, he could prepare to move fast enough to get out of the way of the flames. He could have pinned signs everywhere before the party started and staged a grill fire. It didn't seem like an adult thing to do, but she's seen adults act childish before if they had a good reason. It thinks it's the coach. Amelia just thinks it's the coach the entire time. And also, another student gets poisoned because he wears a uniform which actually Garth was meant to wear but didn't. So the student gets poisoned. So, but essentially, players are falling now left and right. Okay, from poisoning or everything else. People don't turn up to games because the spirit of Reggie keeps appearing, right? Blaming everyone. And then you find out this, okay? Reggie the Golden Boy, even though that people have actually talked about him after his death and essentially said, I didn't really like him that much. He was a prankster, but he could be a little bit cruel with it. He was a joker, but he was kind of cruel with it. You learn this, okay, about Reggie, right? And here's some Garth. And Reggie got killed. He was hungover, slow. He was slow. I tried to protect him, right? Amelia stared at him, frozen, unable to move to touch him, but her mind wasn't much on Garth, is what she said. Reggie, hungover, should never have played that fatal last game. You could have stopped him, Dwyer, say Garth Dwyer. Somehow you should have kept him off the field. He wasn't hungover. He must have been drinking before the game. It was the pressure. He said a couple of drinks would help him. He said if he was more relaxed, he'd play better. So all the other players knew that Reggie was getting drunk, and they knew that, but they protected Reggie before the games. So essentially, I think they probably would have done a blood alcohol test. Maybe when Reggie had the accident, probably known he had alcohol in his system. Okay, but it's not over. Of course, once they're driving back, Reggie's still dead. Garth clears his conscience regarding Reggie's death because it's not his fault. Reggie went out on the field drunk. And one thing is this is very casual in a teenage book, okay, about alcohol abuse. I mean, hey, do not drink. Okay, good, but PSA, okay, do not drink. But it's very casual, okay. People actually sitting around drinking beer. And remember, this is America, where you can serve your country, but you can't get drunk until you're 21. Unlike in the UK, where alcohol was a little bit different, right? But then, obviously, they go in, because they come back post game, right? And suddenly, fog turned into pale moonlight, like a streak of cold. Sorry, fog turned into pale gold moisture, like a streak of cold moonlight. The spotlight across the highway outlined Reggie's ghost, surrounding the phantom player in a surreal glow. The number 9 blazed like an icy fire to his chest. One hand was raised, signaling Garth to stop. Right. Instead of stopping, Garth swerved right, trying not to hit Reggie. Driving onto the muddy shoulder, even with no speed. It was enough to make him skid in slow motion. It seemed to take, at the same time, the car spun around, took fight and rolled. Oh, yes, yes. So, but when, but the thing is that they keep to indicate, now he's still dead. He's not his ghost, okay? Right. And they think it's another student called Shelby, right? Because Shelby was the number one suspect for being the Phantom. He had the theatrical know-how to create the appearance. He hated football players, jocks, hated him even more after the incident at Coach's party. Just humiliated him, stuffing him in the trash barrel. Oh yes, what happens after the Olympic torch moment, right? So the character called Shelby was hardly even in it. It's kind of on the edges. I don't think it's Shelby, but it's not Shelby. It's Gillian, right? Basically, Gillian has been manipulating Shelby to do her bidding and actually set this up. But this entire thing is when it's final climax, when the ghost appears, but there's like an altercation. The ghost falls from the Phantom falls from a large height, and it's Gillian. Gillian's basically also crushed her spine. She's dying, right? And it was Gillian who set this up. It was her the entire time. So her motivation, okay, right, it's been here. And remember, okay, this is when Reggie, hand still burnt, people been poisoned, car turned, right. And they mean to hurt him badly, just to keep him from stealing Reggie's place. He was too good, so was Garth. I had to swap Garth to. Everyone would have forgotten Reggie. And you poisoned Garth's shoulder pads, not knowing Frank would wear them instead. I didn't know she was doing these things, Amelia, shall we find? I didn't know she hurt Buddy. No one suspected, no one was supposed to get hurt. Well, I started to suspect when I accused her of actually hurting someone, she denied it. Right. But you knew, didn't you? Amelia felt sorry for Shelby. Julie was always good at getting people to do what she wanted. She'd always been spoiled. Right. Here you go. And Julie laughed, showed you would do anything for me, wouldn't you? You hate dogs, but you fell in love with me. That wasn't in the plan. You're so gullible. Did you really think I could love you back? Reggie will always be my true love. I'm going to die, aren't I? Mel, then I'll be Reggie forever. And she does. This is the thing, okay? Gillian does actually die. Gillian does die. She actually blew up Reggie's old boat, which was now belonged to the journalist brother's boat as well. And then Gillian dies. One thing there is this. Now, one thing is said again, but what's not being said is one thing I will give this book is now Reggie's a character we never actually meet, but we hear about him. Now, first of all, Reggie was a prankster, but did very, very cruel pranks. Right. Reggie abused alcohol. And the way Gillian talks about him like his one true love, I started to wonder, was Reggie an abuser? What did Reggie get drunk and abuse Gillian? Because her sycophantic kind of belief in him, did he kind of twist her mind? I mean, when Amelia says that Gillian was always good at making people do her bidding and manipulating people, did Reggie manipulate her? Did Reggie break her? When it starts off, she's absolutely broken. As you and this kid to keep Reggie alive, keeping her one true love alive. But the more I learn about Reggie, I don't actually like him as a character. So, hey, you know, in the day, if you get drunk and you go out on a field to play a sport, you can't blame anyone but yourself, okay, when it all goes bad. But anyway, The Phantom, a point horror book by Barbara Steiner. Yeah, not bad. I was supposed to know real phantom. Give me an actual ghost. I'm signing off here. Bye now.